Today's is a bit more specific. It's called Tour Smart, Tips for Touring and How to Make Your Show an Event. But it's certainly about DIY tips for touring and stagecraft, and it's the universal themes that are very relevant for touring Victoria and Australia as well as America. So please put your hands together for Martin Atkins.
Yeah, well, we did that yesterday, so here we are. So, before we start thinking outside of the box, everybody says that all of the time, and until somebody comes up with a replacement phrase for outside the box, we have to keep using that fucking phrase. But, where's the fucking box? It's easy. Hey, we've got to start thinking outside the box. Fucking where is it? You know, sometimes I feel like a cat in a YouTube video. Right, I've seen the box, but before I can pounce on the box, some fucker's moving the box. You don't have to work inside somebody else's box. You can make your own, but then weirdly, when you choose the wallpaper and the curtains and you paint it, you become too attached to your box that you just made to think outside of it. So, yeah, don't know. The old model is dead, we know that. It's been dead since 1978, 7? I don't know. And everything's changing all the time. Denny's, do they have Denny's over here? What happened? They poisoned too many people? So Denny's in the States is sponsoring bands. If you take some of your fans to Denny's after a show, have food, they'll buy you the food, keep the food down long enough to take a photograph, and they'll put you on their website. Converse is sponsoring bands. They send bands, some of the bands I work with in China, they send those over to South by Southwest. More importantly, don't you just want to punch that guy? What the fuck? I weirdly imagine myself at the photo shoot. Yeah, Nigel, do that sneer. Yeah, baby, yeah. Click, 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 punch. Southern Comfort have their own music experience. My Southern Comfort music experience was just holding the toilet. Motel 6. Do they have Motel 6 here? What? Formula 1. That sounds like a hair product. Formula 1. All right. Well, Motel 6 in the States is sponsoring bands. Is it a cheap, shitty motel here, the same as it is in the States, where you go to dye your hair and destroy their towels in their bathroom and then go back to your house? That's what we do in the States. I was looking for a sponsorship deal with them because my first book is called Tour Smart. I'm like, oh, match made in heaven. Here we go. But I think I was conflicted about trying to make that sponsorship deal work because it's a shitty motel. And so they started a tour, and I called them up. I said, we should work together. Like, well, initially, we're going to sponsor a country and western band, a rock band, and a punk band. But we're quite nervous that the punk band might, destroy the room. At which point I said, well, the good news is, how much fucking damage could you possibly do to your room and that old tube television that takes 5 minutes to warm up? And I said, you could drive a truck through one of your rooms. What is it, $200 worth of damage? And the line went dead. I think that was the end. That was the end of my sponsorship deal. But here's their tour. And so that's hope for any of us in advertising or marketing. There's obviously a job at Motel 6 because they called their tour Rock Yourself to Sleep. Yeah, baby, what are you going to do? I'm going to fucking, give me a fucking pillow. We've got, fucking idiots. I'm just upset because they wouldn't give me a room. Do they have Tide over here? But you know what it is. You brought your hat. Good deal. So Procter & Gamble started a record label. So if we were worried about the state of the industry, we can all relax now. Hey, a fucking fucking laundry soap companies started. Oh, thank God. Phew, I thought we were in trouble there. But it's great to see another white powder entering the music business. Oh, those were the days. Everything's changing all the time and more quickly. Let's have a quick recap from yesterday. Free is the new black. Yes. Are you with me, Melbourne? I can't hear you. Monty Python give everything they've ever done away. After they started giving everything away, their revenues went up 26,000%. Prince, if anybody wants to come up and lick the screen, is it? It's just me. Okay, keep on. He gave 2 albums ago. He gave that album away. So obviously he made no money from that album, but he sold out 20 shows at London's O2 Arena, right? So they needed like 2 extra hotel rooms for all the money. He made an extra $25 million or something. Have a strategy. When you're touring, you need a strategy even more than if you're just noodling around. Get the fuck out of bed. Touring is war. It's fucking war. We had an outbreak of spinal meningitis on the road with my band Pigface. I mean, and because of Murphy's Law, which is always in full effect, it wasn't the last night of the tour. It was the night before we crossed the border into Canada. So the Canadian Board of Health was involved. I mean, just ugly. Every single thing. My wife had a miscarriage on the road. You know, it's like, okay, hey, Pittsburgh, how's it going? Yeah, rock. How's the miscarriage? It's fucking tough. Never take your country to war unless you're sure the outcome. Not sure what band this guy was in. I think he's a, bass player. But that's, when I saw that, I thought, easy to say, Sonny. Hard to do, but you have to. You have to do that, otherwise you'll be in a world of shit. You have to stop blaming anyone for anything and take responsibility for all of this yourself. So, it's really, am I making this a nightmare for you? Yeah. Now you can edit out all the fucks, can't you? Sorry. Yeah, he said just point the camera. He's fucking backwards and forwards, up and down. You have to take responsibility for everything. You can easily blame the promoter of an event when nobody shows up because you're supposed to promote. There's no such thing as a promoter. I call promoters door openers. And that's my safety device. That's the only thing I need them to do is open the door. Do I need them to lock the door after the event? No, I don't care. Someone can go and steal the PA after we've used it. As long as they're there to open the door, we can do everything we need to do, and that's the only thing we're going to have them do. You could blame your manager because halfway through the album you were recording, he should have been all over the producer who suggested bagpipes on track 2. Can you hear it? Okay. And because you bring the bagpipe player in for 1 track, it somehow makes sense to have him lay down bagpipes on 2 more tracks. So now you've got bagpipes on 3 songs. And you go to Cincinnati, Ohio, in a 1,000-capacity venue called Bogart's, and there's 2 people there. And because of Murphy's Law, one of those 2 people will be the fucking music critic from the New York Times, of course, in town for a funeral. And because of the bagpipes, the guy standing next to him was some fucking Scottish bastard. Fucking bagpipes. Fuck. You could blame your agent because this is obviously not the happening night in Cincinnati, Ohio. This isn't the happening club. There's fucking 2 people. You can blame the record label because they should have had the posters at the manager's office so he could have gotten them to the agent and had the posters put up. You can blame anybody you want. It doesn't matter. You're standing on stage in front of 2 people. and you'll pay the price. You can pull off a few shows like that. Hey, Cincinnati, great to be here. Everybody come down the front, both of you. Don't be frightened. Rock. But that stuff takes a toll. You have to take responsibility for everything. Find out where your fans are and go there. Don't arbitrarily book a tour of America. People do, like the back of an AC/DC tour shirt from 1974. And don't email me saying, well, actually, they didn't tour America. I'm just using it as an example. Just find out where your fans are and go there. There's a band called Thes One from Los Angeles. They put up a free digital mixtape of their hip-hop music. And they got 1,200 downloads from Beijing. So they went to Beijing. And guess what? The show sold out. They just called a promoter, said we had 1,200 downloads. And they just contacted all those people. They didn't need a pick of the week in Time Out Beijing, right? They just contacted everybody. Expand yourself as you expand your fan base and accumulate diverse skills. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. You can't just be good at your one instrument. You have to have a diverse skill set. You know, Flea plays bass very, very occasionally in my band Pigface. I had this fantasy of him coming out to Chicago and we'd jam for a while and we'd drive and gig our way back to a big show in LA. So we rehearse and do all the production in Chicago. We get in the van. Me and Flea and me. Bass and drums and bass. Fucking California, here we go. Fucking, yeah. I can't fucking wait to lay it down, Flea, you motherfucker. Look out, furry dice. Fucking California. Oh, fuck. Hey, Flea, do you know how to fix a vehicle? No. You. I want a bass player who can fix a van. I want a keyboard player who can pull out a camera and shoot some video and throw it up on the internet and get more people to the show. I want a lead singer who can shag the world. It is a skill. Yeah. Some specifics. Really, Martin? Yeah, we saw this yesterday, right? You look at your data, you look at the spread of shows, and you don't go west of that line. You use something called the five-pointed star inward-facing crush technique. Do I have to spell that out? We all know that? Nobody? It's up on the internet, actually. It's this. Let's go back to our Cincinnati example, right? For some reason, we have an important show in Cincinnati. You don't go there. Never take your country to war unless you're sure of the outcome. You don't go to Cincinnati. You go to a bunch of small markets around it, and you accumulate fans. And when you have enough to know that you can go and fill that venue that you need to play in, that's when you book that show. Make sense? Right? And you don't just book the show and hope that all of these people will come. You incentivize them. You sit on your social media, and if a bunch of people in Dayton are like, oh, fuck, I want to go. I don't have any gas money. You give them gas money. You don't give them gas money. Give them a gas card, right? Because they'll shoot your gas money up. Give them a gas card. And now what have you done? You've got some guy in Dayton who's like typing through the tears. You won't believe what's happened. What's happened? The singer from the... Now he's going to bring 4 or 5 of his friends, right? He's spreading the word about the show. If the only thing standing between you and 6 more people at your show in Cincinnati is $20 of gas money, that's the cheapest deal you'll ever get. Usually, it's the gas money. They're doing something else. They don't give a shit. They don't like your music, and they didn't hear about the show. If it's just $20, give them the $20. you win. This works the other way too. Let's have a look. Let me bounce out of this for a second and fuck myself up. My ADD laptop. This is how many people in the Melbourne metropolitan area? Anybody know? Is it 4 million? Huh? 5 million. Wow. So this is what I do. Here's your show. Go anywhere except the places you would normally go. You don't go to a record store or a radio station to try and get help. Go to a clothing store. Has anybody here ever given music to people in a clothing store? Yeah. I got letters of thanks from people. Thank you so much for sending the disc. Like, whoa. People go nuts and play the music. So go to a couple of clothing stores. Go to a hair salon, a skateboard shop, tattoo, piercing, whatever works for your music. It might be fucking organic farmers markets, whatever. Yes, go to a record store if you have to. You can do an acoustic show there on a Sunday afternoon or wherever. Recording studios. I do that stuff all the time. Anywhere that has a database of people who might be interested in what you're doing, go and do something there. And then find another hub. Maybe it's a mall. And do the same thing, right? So you're just doing the 5-point, you're starting wood facing crush all over the place. Avoiding the big show. Avoiding visibly failing horribly, because that's a bad idea. You just don't do that. You just keep doing these little tiny things. Busk. The girl I was talking to yesterday with the trombone. I'm like, what? You have such an advantage, right? A lot of musicians I know, like, yeah, we're going to load in the PA, drop all the electronics, wire it up, MIDI ready, and within 2 hours we're ready to, we're going to fucking rock. Within the next 5 to 7 hours, we're going to lay this motherfucker. Within, 2 days from now, look out Melbourne, because we're going to be all over this shit. January the 7th. But she could just walk in with a fucking trombone. Unfair advantage. I call foul on that shit. Right? But you just do this. Get 2 names. Get 4 names. Give a CD away in exchange for an email address. And it's zip code in the States. We can sort location by zip code. What do you have here? Postcode. Lovely. And you have Fortnite. It's lovely to be in a country where they use Fortnite. Rose used it like 5 times yesterday, and it was on the news. It was like Fortnite this, Fortnite that. So, yeah. What's the point of busking to 2 to 7 people at a time? Well, the multiplier. That's the reason. You just got to get, I was talking about this yesterday. You could get away from the old major label model, the American Republican Party bullshit, write a check once model and fail humiliatingly, awfully. Just do this and you'll win. The only problem here is the amount of time. It's just time, right? If you get 2 names a day, it'd take you 4 to 8 years to be an overnight sensation, right? You'll get better at this stuff, and it will happen quicker. I saw U2 play to 17 people, which is like, it's like less than that. And I left early because I thought they were shit. And I was out of speed. So, and look at them now. I mean, where are they now? Has anybody heard of them? No. But they come over to the States, tour. I'd bring my band. I had a punk band called Brian Brain. We'd come over, do a little tour. I'm like, oh, you too? We'd sleep on the same floors as them. We'd go back to England, and they'd just still be touring, going round and fucking round and fucking round and round. That's what you got to do. Oh, equals 106. Did anybody get that? It's like that quiz show. It's count. Diddle-a-do. 106. Yeah. Anywhere where you can make an impact, that's where you go. I was talking to somebody yesterday who thought that fans of Radiohead would like his band. I'm like, well, there you go then. instead of lamenting the fact that you can't open for Radiohead, if you were to open for Radiohead, let's go down that road for a minute. If the doors open at 7, what time would your crappy band with not much of an audience be on stage? 6:45. But the doors aren't open yet. Get on. And the drummer would be playing the drums, and it would be amazing because the sound guy will be trying out his new effect. Have you done this? Right? So the drummer's playing, it's just like boom, ba, boom, dub, dub, and the sound guy's having a whale of a time, and there's nobody there. Whatever time your opening slot would be, there's thousands more people outside than in. So I guess this is literally thinking outside of the box. Does anybody queuing up for Radiohead care about your music? No. No. But I guarantee you they're bored. They're thirsty. Perhaps they need to go to the toilet. So let them pee in your hands. No. I'm sorry. And now this is my new business now. Like, open up my pants and pee in my pants. It's all chemicals. Go. Listen to my demo while you pee. Headphones, right? That's how you do it. As soon as they start relieving themselves, headphones. Yes. But it gets hot here, right? So get like squirty bottles and mist everybody. I still don't fucking care about your music, but hey, over here. What's the name of your band again? I don't care, but I'm really hot. And so is my partner. Would you? Yeah, no, we're going to pretend to talk to you for a while now because you're spraying us. Really? Mandolin? Wow. Sure, they might put a Mickey Mouse at yahoo.com, but they might not. But what happens in the winter, Martin? Hot chocolate. Hot fucking chocolate. And you use all of the skills that I hope you have working the stage to work the line. If you're just wandering around with a cup of hot chocolate, no one's going to know. So you scream at the bass player, "Hey, Steve, I've got the extra dark chocolate with hashish oil. Do you have any of the orange-infused white chocolate mocha?" And people are like, "What? What's going on? Oh, now I want that. I don't like it, but now I want it. I've been standing in line for 3 hours and I'm desperate for anything." Boom. Sometimes bands get upset with me for suggesting stuff like that. But you want to hit people when they're bored to tears. They're vulnerable. So, house parties, great. Great way to spend time with people, and an advantage if there's only like 2 or 3 of you in your band. Problem if there's 9 of you, right? But if there's 2 or 3 of you, you win at a house party. You're going to get fed. You're going to get internet. Sure, you'll have like cats sleeping on your head and all kinds of shit, right? Maybe the host will disturb you late at night. Maybe he won't. But you do this and you pour gasoline on the sparks and start fires, right? You don't arbitrarily plan where the sparks might be and then pour the gasoline, because then you've got a pool of gasoline over here and a spark over there, and someone's going to slip and fall and have an accident in a pool of gasoline. There are no economies of scale or time and effort. It's 29 hours a day, 15 days a week, etc. Right? It's when we have a tour going out, I type until I can't type. And then I have a parrot, and I throw seeds for the parrot to then hit the keys so I can type for another hour, because it's all about social media. But, and I've got spreadsheets, I'll show you some shit, right? But it also can't make sense. You need to take risks. You have to take risks. That's the only safety is through being risky. But you need to take those risks on stage, not off. So all the more reason for the logistics to make sense. If you're going to take 5 days off of work and be away from your kids in my case, maybe in your case, or risk your job, or risk your... Fucking people are getting killed all the time in the States. It's not how good of a driver you are. It's the fucking idiot in front and the asshole behind you as well. So you're risking your life and your relationship and everything by doing this. It has to make sense. But not in an accounting way. How am I going to explain this? How many people are in Gua? Like 13? Do you know? Gua, I'm sure Gua have been here, right? Right. But maybe 25 years ago, it was two guys in a rehearsal room in Richmond with a drum machine. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. We are Gua, G-W-A-R, Gua, Gua. This is awesome. It's two of us, a drum machine. If they'd made a Prius 25 years ago, which they kind of did, and then they destroyed it, it was called a Volt, but that's another documentary. If they made a Prius, we could tour in the Prius. Fuck yeah. 52 miles to the gallon or liters per whatever you guys use. I can't do it today. If we just get one pizza from the club, that's half a pizza each. If we get a case of beer, that's 12 beers each with the pizza. Yeah. If we get $100, that's $50 each. And I bet we could stay with a promoter in one bedroom or on the couch. This is fucking awesome. Or, hold on, we could get like 15 other people involved, right? Yeah, what? And we could wear costumes. So we're going to need more people actually to help with the costumes. We're going to need a school bus. You know the Prius gets like 52 miles to the gallon? School bus, 7. Okay. We won't be able to stay with anybody because there's 15 of us. Even if we get 5 pizzas, we're always going to be hungry. A case of beer, it's like a beer and a quarter each. And even if we get a few $100s, we need that money for the fucking school bus and the gas and enough just to fucking get to the next show and keep the costumes repaired. Yeah, let's do that then. That's why Gua still exists, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. So, I'm not some kind of advocate of making business sense out of your band like an accountant would. There's a poetry to this kind of accounting and logistics, right? When everything makes perfect sense, bye-bye, fuck off, not interested. I'm interested in getting involved with things that should never happen. The impossible shit, that's the exciting stuff. You have to stay on top of the newest. Is that me again? Have I done it again now? Hello? Yeah, it's the exact same gag from yesterday, yeah. Yeah, no, they did use my song in the Olympics, yeah. Fucking awesome. I'm not going to give you my hotel room information. Yeah, okay, later. That's in every one of my fucking lectures. Because how can you not use that phone constantly? You have to. And if I hadn't, you'd be tweeting, great lecture, but no phone, ? What's up? Atkins, big letdown, day 2. WTF. So, what is that? Okay. So, for your purposes, as you go out and do shows, you're just like a coyote. You're just like a coyote on a frozen lake. What was my point? Oh, yeah, so here's the deal. Although the coyote, if you were on a frozen lake and not a coyote, even though it's a wolf, you don't go, here I am on a frozen lake. Yep. Let's test the ice over here. Yeah. You very carefully test it out and make the next step. Except for bands on tour, they just drive. We're driving 1,000 miles. Here we go, LA. Do you have a map? Fuck off. We're going really fast. We're not quite sure of the direction, but look out, California or New York, whichever way we're going in. You have to be really careful about taking these steps. Here's some ideas. You start really simple. A really popular event in your band's history is the release of a CD. So stop releasing albums. Start releasing singles and EPs. And instead of spending all year, how's it going? How's the album going? Well, we've got some bass overdubs to do. We're bringing in a Neve preamp and some flat wound strings because we're going to get that sound. And here we go, boring, what the fuck? We're going to release this album 2015. Look the fuck out. It's going to rock. Just release anything next week. 2 songs. If you don't have any fans, well, what? Let them discover you and you can build your sound and fix all the mistakes together. If you've got a great sound and an established audience, release a live album. You're not going to be judged on the sound quality of that album. It's just going to become a memento, right? Just a landmark piece, a memory prompt for people. No one listens to live albums. They just go, I was there. Nobody listens to that stuff. Use other events. It's our last show before South by Southwest. Come and give us a big send-off and buy some shit so we can go crazy in Texas. It's your first show after returning from Germany. It's your keyboard player's last show. Yes! Fucking hate that guy. It's the lead singer's birthday. Come watch him fuck up, split his pants, miss all the high notes as usual, and try and fuck the keyboard player's girlfriend. You can have a benefit show to get the singer out of jail and pay the hospital. Right? Anything. I met a band in Indianapolis. I don't know where they were. And they're like, oh, yeah, Germany. I'm like, yeah, you did that idea. They're like, no, we actually didn't go. We pretended to go to Germany. Oh, that's genius. And there's lying and there's show business. Right? You know, it's just trickery. It's magic, right? I'm not sawing this woman in half, but let's suspend disbelief. So, and I was intrigued. I'm like, so tell me about this tour of Germany. And if you don't know the names of cities in Germany, just take an old manual typewriter, throw it down the basement stairs, and by the time the typewriter gets to the bottom, there's a whole German tour mapped out for you, magically. But, so these guys, I would never have thought of doing this, right? And there's a lot of things that I've done. They pretended to go to Germany, and they just stayed in their apartment for like 10 days. They had a going-away party. People were giving them drugs, fucking condoms, and money. Fucking you. I've always wanted to go to Germany. Here's $200. Go nuts, you crazy bastards. Genius. Until the lead singer goes to the supermarket to get some beer. Right? Because, of course, they didn't plan ahead. They only had like 12 cases of beer. And he's in the supermarket getting a case of beer, and a couple of fans of the band are like, hey, Brian, whoa, what's up? And he started crying, froze first, then started crying and ran. You can't do that. If it was me, I'd be like, oh, fuck. Yeah, we're back. Fucking German government visas. Fucking censorship. We need to have a benefit because the bass player's still there. They've got the bass player. Help. Fucking help us. Right? You just, and if you're not a sociopath, you can practice this stuff. Don't practice guitar or scales anymore. Practice for just fucking lying. Yeah, fucking Billy Joel's on fucking keyboards. You can't hear it in the mix particularly. He's there. Oh, awesome guy. Makes a great omelet. And as ridiculous as that is, anybody heard of the Locust? Well, I met Justin from the Locust. He did a pretend tour of correctional facilities. He just made it up. Like, yeah. So it's not really, you just be copying other smart people who've lied. You're not necessarily lying yourself. Add a cause. Increase the chances of a better outcome for all concerned. And then you can send out an email. Remember we were talking yesterday about you can't just make a statement with an email. You have to camouflage your message and talk about other things. So you don't say as a pickup line, I have a penis. I do, but you don't say that. When you had a cause, you can send out all these email communications to people to let them know, hey, great job, we raised $500 for RAF NI RFA. Right, you know what, that's Australian rules football is not really football associated. Right? Who here has not given to that? Everybody. This is a little bit weird and you have to be careful. Add a competitive element, right? I don't like it when an owner of a venue says the band who sells the most tickets, that's just kind of fucked. But you can add some kind of a competitive element, the band with the best beat, or you can have a bunch of idiots like me and two other people and a guy from Mini Kiss, been there, done that, judging something. Once you add some prizes, you can add sponsors more easily. So you can say, we're going to judge you on these 3 criteria, and the winner gets 2 days recording at this local studio. So you're helping out a local studio. They're happy to donate 2 days of time. You're making it worthwhile, and now everybody's using their mailing list to help, and it's a community thing. But you got to be careful because it's a bit weird, and bands judging bands. You should only do that really when you're alone with the other bandmates. That fucking guitarist sucked, I'm just saying. Apply the get-in-free if model. The worst fucking artwork we have ever had for a tour. Free admission to the first 10 girls dressed like this. Fucking idiots. It was actually me, idiot. The only 2 girls dressed like that was 2 guys in LA with duct tape on their nipples. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. You're in. So, you do the get in free with a cause, right? Get in free with 4 cans of food for the food bank. Get in free if you wear purple. That's a Prince tie-in right there. Get in free if you bring an instrument for the local school. I don't know what it's like here, but there's shit in the States. I know we have Disneyland over there, but you guys are in fucking Disneyland. All the help you get from the government. I think anywhere in the world except America, people bend over to help artists. You get help, right? Yeah, we don't get shit. It's tough. So, yeah, bring an instrument for the local school because they pull all the music programs. It's just bad. And getting free if you're a complete idiot, back to the Prince tie-in. Assign a theme to the whole night and cross-pollinate. The Chicago White Sox, I live just down the street from the Chicago White Sox, 35th and Halsted in Chicago on the south side. They have Elvis night, right? So, yeah. It sells out every season. It's like the first game to sell out is Elvis night. The guy, like a mile away with the store that sells the plastic Elvis wigs, it's like the biggest thing to ever happen to his Elvis wig store, right? He's making money. The thing sells out. If you can use that amount of out-of-the-box thinking, right? You know what baseball guys are like. Let's do the guy who's hit the most home runs blah, blah. It's all statistics. For those guys to go, I know, Elvis night, that's insane. So what would be the equivalent for you and your gig? I go straight to like baseball bat night. Never mind the mosh pit. It's a fucking bloodbath. Sorry, did I just spit on you? Sorry. Bring a baseball bat and it's all going down. We'll beat the guitarist to a pulp. Yes. But just remember that and do that. Do the equivalent of that. I've got some good examples in a while at some point. And of course the Cubs, the arch rivals of the White Sox, just on the north side of the Cubs have Star Wars night. Because what goes with baseball more than Elvis and Star Wars? I don't think, is that technically a Star Wars hat? She should have been thrown out of the ground for that. It's like, whoa, 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 this is not Star Wars, out, out, out. Rinse, repeat, allow your event to grow. Use it alliteration as a memory prompt, right? So you've got first Friday, third Thursday, tequila Tuesdays, whatever, Wednesdays. Switching it up for you Australians, it will be beer Mondays, beer Tuesdays, beer Wednesdays, beer Thursday, beer Friday. You could go with that theme right there. Hijack an event. Find a huge successful event and piggyback the fuck out of it. So if your band, you think your band would be appreciated by members of Radiohead's fan club, have an after party show. Right? You're not breaking the law, I don't think. What I would do is then invite the members of the band and crew to your club for the Radiohead after show party. Then I'd lie a little bit. Like, if you know one of the guys from Radiohead likes, I don't know, Cristal or a special green fucking low carbon footprint vodka, right? Make sure that two people behind the bar like, listen, I can't tell you what's going on. Appear frazzled and stressed. I can't tell you what's going on. We need the low carbon footprint vodka. We want no plastic in the venue at all. Read this, follow this to the fucking letter. Now. Don't tell anybody, go over to the door guy and put T.Y. Tom York on the list. And just leave it. Just leave it. And the door guy will go and talk to the person behind the bar. Fucking hell. Stressed out. I've got 2 bottles of low carbon footprint vodka. Oh my God. I've got T.Y. on the guest list. Oh, fuck. Radiohead are coming to... And they'll just tell everybody. You haven't told the lie. You merely created the foundation that allowed the snowball to fucking smash Thomas the Tank Engine in the face. Use the calendar. I thought this was kind of silly, but let's do it anyway. Step 1, pick a month. January gives us National Blood Donor Month, so you could do some kind of a cause. Everybody who gives a pint gets a pint. I don't know. I don't know if that works. National Braille Literacy Month. I do printing. You can't see it. Jeffrey was saying he thought there were iron marks all over my suit. It's actually like raised ink, right? So National Braille Literacy Month, I've been playing with the idea of doing like a raised ink Braille shirt. Yeah, ooh, yeah, oh no, it's great. That's fantastic. Do you have the Braille underpants? Yeah, fucking Braille. But you can take that idea, by all means, go with that. This is where it gets silly. January is also National Oatmeal Month, and I worked with a crazy lunatic at one point called Genesis P. Porridge, oatmeal, yes, hello. And then, I nearly missed this off, because if oatmeal was ridiculous, National Soup Month, how does that affect us? We're in the music business. And this guy stood up the first time I did it. It's like, I have a cassette-only label, and I release a cassette in a soup can every 2 months. Like, yeah, right? So just look at what's out there and pick a theme and go with it. Add a birthday. Birthday's a great thing to hang a hat on. January gives us Johnny Cash's birthday. And it also gives your fans the benefit of not having to listen to you do the same fucking songs all over again. right? And you can't ask your fans, hey, we're doing the same set again. Are we doing the same set too much? And your fans will say, no, great. You're playing on a Monday and you go on at 1:30. Oh, it's a dream come true. It's their job to lie to you. So when you do a Johnny Cash cover set because it's his birthday, they'll be like, yes, we can listen to them do something else and still support them. One of my students in the States does a Django Reinhardt birthday party celebration each year. And they get a decent crowd to it. And then one year, there's another idea coming up. One year, somebody baked a cake for Django. It's like, well, he's not coming. He's not coming. He's fucking dead. But, so they had a cake, and they had the candles, and they cut the cake, and everybody got cake for Django's birthday. And then, this is where it gets great. Somebody posted, I love the show. There's 3 bands all doing Django covers. But I felt the cake was a little dry. Which turned into this thing, right? So now it's like people elbowing each other out of the way with this, who can bake the best cake to honor Django. You don't want to be throwing moldy, dry cake to honor his memory. He was fluid. He was a jazz motherfucker. So now it's this big thing. With like, I think half of the people go for the cake. I fucking love jazz. Combine 2 birthdays, January the 8th and 9th. It's Elvis and Richard Nixon. You can have a pill-popping presidential secretly recorded show. And then, right, it's still fucking ridiculous, but it's not. Right, and this other guy from Minneapolis said, you could accidentally lose 17 minutes of the live recording. Fuck yeah, right? And then when you send out the email of like, we've made a generous contribution to the Australian Rules Football is Not Really Football Association, and oh my God, we found the extra 17 minutes, it's attached this email as an MP3. Yes. Combine all of these ideas, mix well. Nothing is too dumb to succeed if approached in the right way, and we're back to the Prince Titan. Less fun. Wow, how many slides do I have? Stay 2 pay periods away from a large show. If you're not piggybacking a large national tour, you have to stay the fuck away from it because it's their job to pull all of the money out of the market. Incentivize early ticket buying. Use the guest list. And anybody you put on the guest list, you have to give a +1 because the +1 is the reason they tell everybody else, well, who am I going to take to the Radiohead show? Because I'm on the guest list. Use flyers. Flyers are not important because of the artwork or the design of the flyers. Flyers are important because you walk around handing them to people, looking at people, touching people. I don't know why that's there. It rhymes. Cause, theme, reason, season. Yeah. I'll tweet that later on. Cause, theme, reason, season. Yeah. Other consideration, ticket price. If you could play for nothing, you should. Right? Gigs are not cash machines. They are an investment. And when you ask for more, people say to me a lot of times, how can we get more money? Don't ask for more money. If you get another $100, does it really make a difference after you split it up, pay for the gas and the mandolin strings and the whatever? Just, if you can get more money, use that leverage to get a drink special and have 2 other bands play for nothing and do that show at the end of the month because no one's got money because they're paying rent. And now you'll be a hero. Myth is important too. There's a guy speaking here yesterday from Sydney Opera House, the myth of a venue, the Marquee in London, CBGB's, those places, right? It's important to use the right venues to build the mythology of your band. And you need to think about what are the 15 reasons your show will be successful, and sending out posters is not even one of them. Some bands, that's their only reason. You need 15 others. I gave you a bunch. Learn how to screen print. When you can make a shirt for $2, it's easier to give it away. It's not to make money. A t-shirt will exist longer than the fragile vibe you create in a room. It's like incense, right? If I was lighting incense right now, someone would come in the room tomorrow and it would still smell of that incense. Within a week, that vibe is going to dissipate. The smell will dissipate. So you give away and sell t-shirts to memorialize the vibe so that people have this relationship with the shirt. Sublimate the band name. We did this Drugs Not Hugs for a band called Sheep on Drugs. And I love this. If the chorus of your song doesn't belong on a t-shirt, then maybe it doesn't belong in the chorus of your song. I'm not saying that every single chorus needs to be everybody down the front, Neanderthal, but it's not a bad idea, is it? You don't have to go in the opposite direction, but if it works on a shirt or if it works on a tweet, maybe it will work on a shirt, right? There's a great case in point. It's a band called The Countdown from Chicago. Drink, fight, fuck. I don't care. I love them. I produced their album, but that's the chorus of their song on a shirt. If you can sell shirts to people who don't even know they're buying a shirt that's the chorus of your album that they don't know exists, you're rocking. Not every shirt needs to have your band name on it. I Heart Damage. That's one of mine. Eat shit, you fucking redneck. That's the best-selling. It's the best-selling Pigface shirt ever. It doesn't even say Pigface. That's a Sheep on Drugs shirt. You just have to remember not to wear that going through immigration. Once you're screen printing, you get an immediacy to your expression. You can try out ideas in low numbers, and when they don't sell, stop making them. This is Dunkin' Donuts. They have that here, don't they? Because I checked. Yeah. Well, in America, their ad slogan is America runs on Dunkin', and that's like the logo for my band, The Damage Manual. So within 35 minutes of the Dunkin' Donuts at the corner of 31st and Halsted in Chicago launching this ad campaign, I was in the store wearing that shirt. Oh, no, it fucking doesn't. It was worth it just to see the staff go. And when you make your own shit, you have these happy accidents. Can I go for another 5? Is that okay? Yes. Everybody said yes. You don't want them to. Yeah. Is that cool? Thanks. So I wear that shirt to England, and it's a fucking Dunkin' Donuts shirt, right? And people are like, oh, yeah. The military machine. I'm like, what? It's fucking Dunkin' Donuts, but yeah. It's £10 for the shirt. Once you're screen printing, you can put different things underneath the screens. That's another Pigface shirt. You put a green shirt underneath, it looks like you have this range of stuff now. It's just different things underneath. Put my suit sleeves underneath the screen. Experiment. This is an experiment. Welcome to the music business. You're fucked. I made a bunch of shirts. Stupid isn't sexy. Oh, here we go. Stupid isn't sexy. No. I think I sold one. I was talking yesterday. Aim low, get high. Oh, here we go now with this one. It's like a pro-marijuana shirt. But it's educational. No. I think I sold 3. I printed like 10 of those and took them to South by Southwest, and it became the title of my lecture and a book that there's a code for you to get for free if you want to download it from the site. You have to have more than one CD. You have to have more than one shirt. The question can't be, would you like to buy a shirt? The question has to be, blocking the exit, which one of these shirts are you going to buy? That's a very different question. It's going to, maybe you'll sell another 5 or 10 shirts a night by just having a choice. And 5 or 10 shirts aren't going to save you. You do 100 shows, that's 500 to 1,000 shirts. It's not about the money. There's 500 to 1,000 more people wearing your shirt. That's what it's about. Have a tip jar. Everybody here have a tip jar? Hey, Melbourne, are there any rock stars here tonight? Have a tip jar. You need to put something funny on your tip jar. Sexy people tip, implying. This is just a graphic design nightmare. Yeah. Don't be a... Every time you tip, God saves a kitten. I would actually switch that. Every time you tip, I'm going to we'll kill a cat on stage. You know, it's whichever approach works for you and your audience. Just take what you need from all of this. Yeah. Too smart. I don't include this in my American lectures because it's too smart, but I think Australia gets that. I love this one. Yeah. So here's a spreadsheet, right? This stuff adds up. You have a tip jar, $15 a show. If you do 50 shows at $750, it's $2,250 if you do 150 shows a year. Add your second shirt, $50 a show. Live album, just record everything all the time. It's not important what it sounds like. Maybe someone got shagged that night. Maybe somebody was conceived that night, right? Maybe the guitarist was electrocuted. It's all on tape. The songs are good, but when you hear the guitarist crying and they strap him to the gurney, you hear the siren. It's a great stereo thing. The siren goes from one speaker to the other. It's fucking great. You can still hear him crying all the way through. And then they leave his Fender, his twin neck Fender, 12-string with 6-string, and he starts crying even more, and the ambulance ran over it. Priceless. A remix album, right? That's $21,000. The solution to this stuff isn't one button, one check, one idea. It's the Great Wall of China, right? Brick by brick by brick, you build the Great Wall of China to the squeak wall. More people tip when they think they're being watched. This is just weird. You put a poster of someone, it could be you, hey. If you put a poster of they don't have to have a magnifying glass, it's just you put a poster of someone by a breakfast buffet, do you know what happens? People eat healthier, more muesli. They tidy up after themselves just because of a poster. I haven't done this yet. I haven't put a poster of somebody by my merch booth, but I'm gonna. Play the songs that people want to hear, for fuck's sake. The guy who did the Sultans of Swing. Asshole. Yeah. Mark Knopfler opened for Bob Dylan. He didn't play fucking song. That's the only song anybody knows. He didn't play it. Play the fucking stuff that people want to hear. We covered this yesterday, but it's worth mentioning. If you know that you're fucked, then you're not. If you think that you're not, then you are. It's difficult. I mean, I'm a fun guy and I've got some muffins, but difficult stuff, right? And I can see in your faces, I know exactly what you're thinking. What is that in German? Wenn du weißt, dass du gefickt bist, bist du nicht gefickt. Wenn du glaubst, dass du echt nicht bist, bist du gefickt. Which I thought was going to be a fantastic shirt. I'm like, oh, here we go now. Bist du, no, bist du, motherfucker. No, one. I saw one fucking shirt. It's not about an explosion of activity on the global stage. It's about a fart in the elevator. You create an action that works, and Vidal Sassoon the fuck out of it. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Advertising is the cost of being boring. Andy Cernovich said that. So you make and do cool shit. Ideas I like. Build a robot. There's a band from Austin, Texas. They got tired of handing out flyers all the time. And the singer was just like, I'm just a fucking flyer handing out robot. I'm just a fucking rubber machine. Ooh. Canceled the flyer handing out escapade, and they went and built a robot. When he called me and said, we built a robot, I didn't imagine it was just 4 pieces of wood. But still, they built a robot. Punchy the robot sells more shirts in a day than they ever did in a month on the road. 2 of the guys in the band are jealous of Punchy the Robot because he gets all the girls. It's insane. Bake a cake. There's a country and western artist who has a tip jar. You put $1 in there, you put your name on the dollar, and that enters you for a chance to win a cake. And I said to her, so then you bake a tiny cake and you keep all the money. She's like, no, I make a cake for 15 people. And the person who won the cake brings 10 or 12 friends to my next gig. Genius. Give the gift of immortality. My friends in a horribly named band called Pegasus Unicorn had a gumball machine. This is the golden chocolate bar ticket scenario. You get the golden gumball, and they write a song about you. And it's called the Instant Immortality Sweepstakes, which is a lot kind of nicer sounding than, please come to our gig because we haven't sold many tickets. Use iMovie, make a promo video for the other bands playing. They will spread that video. You win. Buy a couple of flat screens. I make movies for my merch booth. Costs you like $100. You can edit a movie. Tell everybody what you need to know. We got an Eat Shit You Fucking Redneck shirt. Yes. Yeah. So this stuff, it's not about money. You could say it's about money. It's not. It's about communicating, creating objects to give to people. If you screen print, you can screen print a bad shirt and no one will care as long as you say, I made this shirt. Right? If you say, I made this shirt, I'm not going to say, yeah, there's a thumbprint, right? Which I would if I was at a store. If you made the shirt, I'm going to fucking honor that. It's a cool thing that you could do. I think I'm out of time. So, thanks. Come and see me at Northcote Social on Thursday. Anybody want a muffin? Oh, did you hear what happened? Anybody get muffins yesterday? Somebody got some fucking muffin. Right. If you still have them, hold on to them because Hostess went bankrupt yesterday. Right? People all over America are losing their minds trying to buying up Hostess Twinkies and muffins, right? So I'm fucked now with my blueberry muffin thing. But hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to throw some muffins at you.